Hi, this is Mark from Top Local. We're here with Bernie Pawlik. We're talking cars. How you doing, Bernie?
Doing very well.
So we'll get right to it. How reliable are BMW X3s?
Well, they're pretty reliable vehicles, but there are a few issues that these vehicles have that are worth noting.
A number of things. What are they?
Well, a lot of it is around the engine. The engine area of the vehicle, I'd say, are probably the largest areas of concern. So, as the vehicles get on in age, and we're talking, up around the 100,000 kilometer range, oil leaks will develop. Valve-covered gaskets are common. Sometimes the oil pan will leak a little further, perhaps on in the life of the vehicle. Also the oil filter adapter housing will leak. There's seals there. So those are kind of the common areas of leakage. Also performance issues, ignition coil failures are pretty common on these vehicles. So the engine will misfire, the check engine light will come on. That's sort of a common symptom of that. There's also a lot of plastic parts in these vehicles. The radiators, the cooling system, thermostat housing, these kind of things, there'll be failures in these items too. So the plastic will crack and need to be replaced. So those are the kind of the areas. And one other thing too, that over time, the crankcase breather valve will fail, and that can cause the check engine light to come on. It can also cause the engine to use a lot of oil, blow blue smoke. So there's a number of things that can happen around that area too. So that's a pretty common failure. Now, this vehicle is basically it's a BMW 3 Series, but converted into this kind of SUV. It's the crossover category. So it's a kind of enlarged 3 Series. So you have the same types of engines and same drivetrain, except they're all-wheel drive vehicles. So a lot of the problems that are experienced in the 3 Series vehicle, you'll get in the X3.
So that seems like a lot, and you've only touched on the engine. What else can go wrong with this vehicle?
Well, so let's go into the drivetrain. So transmission, differentials, transfer case. Generally, these are all really reliable. We've run into a few transfer case issues, but these are usually with really high mile vehicles, way over the 200,000 kilometer mark. So generally the drivetrain in the vehicles are quite reliable. Never seen a transmission problem with one. Not to say they don't exist, but they're generally very reliable. So the drivetrain's good.
How about brakes, steering, suspension?
Again, those areas of the vehicle are good. We've had a couple with ABS issues, like the ABS module's gone bad. We've had one with several wheel speed sensors, which is not uncommon to any vehicle. Brakes last in the 50 to 70,000 kilometer range, so it's about average for a vehicle like this. And you always have to change the pads and rotors. It's the way European cars wear. But yeah, generally, that's sort of normal brake life for a vehicle like this. And the suspension, not a lot of issues. They're pretty good. Again, if you get into the really high mileage area, 200,000 to 300,000 kilometers, things like struts will start to wear out. But other than that, they're really reliable.
How about electronics?
There's a few issues with electronics, little fiddly things, and I can't think of any specific thing off the top of my head. But generally things like the windows, most of the power things work well. But I know that owners of these vehicles will experience some problems with certain electronic items. But generally they're quite reliable in that area.
So definitely a few issues. Any last thoughts on the BMW X3?
Sorry, Mark, can you repeat that again?
Any last thoughts on the BMW X3?
Well, overall, it's a pretty good vehicle. You will spend more money maintaining this vehicle than you will on some comparable items like, say a Japanese equivalent. And, there's a number of American vehicles. There's Jeeps in this category too. But the BMWs are, of course, a much classier, nicer vehicle. So you get more for your dollar. You pay more, you get more. But there is more maintenance that will be required on this vehicle than you would on a lot of other brands.
So there you go. If you've got an X3, you're looking for reliability, performance, and ongoing use of your vehicle, the guys to see in Vancouver are Pawlik Automotive. You should check them out at 604-327-7112 or their website, pawlikautomotive.com. Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks, Mark.